Hello, and a warm welcome to all of you today. I am your host, Vaishali, and I'm very excited to welcome you to yet another brand new episode of the FlytNow webinar series. The drone industry, as we speak, is taking giant strides towards autonomous operations. By gradually replacing all routine and dangerous operations, such as performing security patrols, aerial monitoring, and incident response, they're constantly reducing the need for pilot intervention or the need for them to travel long distances and spend efforts in extensive training, among a bunch of other benefits. To keep up with this momentum, drone docking stations, an essential element of drone automation, are now moving into complete production with multiple deployments happening simultaneously. However, this raises several questions. How reliable and safe can unpiloted missions with drone docking stations be? How will the operator monitor the several docking stations placed in different locations? How long will it take for operators to procure and install newer docking stations? And how will the newer updates be taken care of? To answer these frequently asked questions, I would like to invite our special guest, James Penn, and my colleague Achal today. Achal heads the business development team at Flightbase, and in today's webinar, he would discuss the level of security, reliability, and safety that the software platform FlytNow offers to its users. So James is the managing director and co-founder at Heisha. With over 6 years of experience in the US marketing and sales, James believes that a smart charging station driven by a comprehensive command system can enable drones to be truly uncrewed solutions, which would contribute greatly toward a better and convenient life. So over to you, Achal.
Thank you, Vaishali. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We will get started and talk about the safety and reliability aspect of FlytNow, and then we'll get into more details of the Heisha D80 and the new offering. So for any drone applications, the critical requirements that cannot be compromised with are the safety, reliability, and security. These are the three pillars which are really required for any drone applications that you're going to do with a docking station, or nonetheless, any drone application requires these three components. So we decided to build FlytNow Auto on top of the Flightbase platform, which powers thousands of drone flights and various applications today. Additionally, due to the Flightbase platform, we were able to bring in the modularity, scalability, and performance in FlytNow. So let's take a deep dive here and learn about how we ensure safety, reliability, and security of FlytNow. So what we have done on the safety perspective is we understand that the connectivity failures could occur in some time. Your drone or the docking station is connected to the cloud, and it may happen that you lose the connectivity. Now we have built the platform to be always resilient in these times. So when the cloud connectivity is lost, the edge component can take over and safely land back the drone to the home location or the docking station. So the edge component always has that kind of access to the drone, and whenever you lose the connectivity, that can take the control, and the drone can come back and land. Also, the path planning modules, which are there in FlytNow, can allow you to safely land the drone, avoiding no-fly zones and other restrictions, and safely allow it to come back and land on the docking station. Integration with collision avoidance sensors and third-party UTMs offer advantages to the users for safe operations as well as the compliance perspective. Plus the visual positioning system, which help the drone navigate to the safe location in case of GPS loss. Automatic safe landing site detection can be activated, which would help drones to safely land and avoid any obstacles during that. So these are the things that we are continuously integrating into FlytNow Auto to make it safer each day. Now let's move on to the reliability aspect, right? So again, reliability also has three core components. So the primary aspect of our reliability strategy is fault tolerance. So when a fault is detected, the system redirects the traffic to one of the multiple backup servers. So as you may know, FlytNow Auto is a cloud-based system, right? The whole value proposition is you can control the drone remotely sitting anywhere, and you are making use of cloud to do that. Now, in this case, advanced cloud system is required, which has all these tolerance systems at the back end. So as this fault tolerance any fault is detected, the system redirects traffic to one of the multiple backup servers, and this ensures high availability to our users. Monitoring is the next key aspect. So we perform 24/7 monitoring to ensure we find the faults in time to address them. We follow a carefully drafted incident response strategy to ensure issues raised in a timely manner, so we can address them and quickly fix them as you use the system during the operations or any time for your logging, etc. Now, moving on to the third aspect, which is really important, is the security one, where in the next slide, Vaishali, if you can go to the next slide, we talk about how our security architecture is designed to protect the access to the data, as well as what has been done at the infrastructure level. So people and API access is protected by using industry standard practices such as token-based authentication, access control. These are practices which are followed in any standard software that you might use today, which has taken all that measures to make your data transmission as well as storage secure. We use encryptions, asset and data classification to protect the user data. At our infrastructure layer, we follow various standard practices such as configuration hardening, boundary enforcement to protect against the external as well as internal exploit. So those were some of the details I wanted to share first with FlytNow, so you understand what goes behind the user dashboard that you use and how we ensure the safety, the reliability, as well as the security of the system.
Thanks, Achal. Thank you for sharing the insights around how we are ensuring safety, security, and reliability from the software side. So, James, you can start talking about the D80 and the Heisha platform. Over to you.
Sure. Yeah. So we, as of today, we have launched several generations of our charging station product, and we are about to launch the new version about D80 in the coming months. And so for this webinar, I would like to give you a little preview about our new product, as well as some of our vision about the future product of ours. And also I want to emphasize on our capacity of the production, so that to boost your confidence in our supply chain. So to touch on our product vision, for us, we always give our introduction to our partners and our clients, is that we are a company that focuses on providing the drone charging station hardware to our partners around the globe. And what we vision about our charging station is will be one of the infrastructure for the future industrial and applications in terms of the internet and the Internet of Things. We would compare ourselves similar to the IBM. We would provide the hardware that has the all-around functionality of the hardware that can be compatible with different software in terms of the command software for the drones and for any applications for the drone usage. So we have determined ourselves in providing the durable and stable and easy to use infrastructure for the drone charging station. Our vision about the Internet of Things in terms of drone application is we wanted to create a network of the drone applications, sort of like a Ubers of drones. So imagine in in a city, for example, in Shenzhen where we are, we would have different, thousands of charging stations across the city, and then you would have thousands of drones that is managed by what we call a drone operator, so that the clients can use their mobile phone or any terminal that is within the internet to rent or to call on or to hail on any drones that he needs to provide any service that he wanted. So that's what our vision about the Internet of Things in terms of the drone applications. And right now we are making sure that the charging station are the very important nodes within the Internet of Things. So to provide this, we've been very innovative through our R&D process. We've been trying out to reach different kind of technology in terms of drone charging. As a partner, you might see that we are now using we are using the contact way of charging for the drones. But we also have been talking with some other company. For example, we have a partner in Israel that we exploring the technology of wireless charging for the for that technology to you don't need to have the contact. You just the drone can land anywhere onto our charging pad, and then it can initiate the charging. We are also talking with our manufacturer partners for the battery swapping technology for the drone station. Although we are still on the edge of using whether we want to use this technology or that technology. The reason that why we are reluctant not to use battery swapping technology, because we are in Shenzhen and we understand this. We are quite familiar with the strategy of DJI, because DJI they have, when they launched a new drone model, the product lifespan is not that long. So when they launched the new product, the last version of the product would be totally different than the new one. So it will be impractical that we to keep developing this battery swapping technology once we have a certain type of battery swapping technology to one certain type of drone model. And then if the drone manufacturer have changed, they have made a new drone model, then maybe we would need to spend another 1 or 2 years to develop that technology for the battery swapping charging station. So that wouldn't be practical for us. But still, we are exploring the possibility of using the battery swapping. And also, we have developing in exploring the technology to make our charging station for other robots. For example, as you know that Xiaomi has just launched their first cyber dog, I think in last month, and we wanted to explore the possibility to work with them so that the cyber dog could also be charged by our charging station. In terms of the product lines, we have at the moment we have 4 major product lines. First is our D60, but we are working with our software partner in China. So we combine our D60 with our software partner in China, and we make it a D-Nest solution as a out-of-box solution. We also working with Flybase on other charging station models, for example, our D80 and D135 for different drone models. And we also just launched a D-Tower solution together with Flybase. It is a charging station. The package is a simple to use control tower without the charging station, because we understand that some of the clients, they don't need a charging station in some scenario. So they only need the charging the D tower to remotely control the drone, but they have someone on site to swap the battery or to charge the battery for them in some countries or area where you have compatible cost with the manpower. So I think that solution would be coming to handy. So next slide. Now I'd like to give you a little previews about our D80. Well, the outside look or the main look of the D80 is more or less similar to the previous version. And the core components still consist of 5 parts: the D-pad 80, the charging pad, that's the core part, and also the canopy. And we have a new T3 drone control tower, which including the weather sensor, the alarm system, the SBC, the control system. And also we would provide the retrofit battery as usual. And we also have made a major improvement on the landing gear. Later I'm going to give some details about that. And as well, our D80 is still compatible with different kinds of drone models. Most of them, of course, are from DJI. Next slide. And here are some of the specs of our D80. It's IP45 rated, and we have the light resistant and corrosion resistant. All of this has been tested by a third-party certification agency. Next slide. So what's new about our D80? One of the things is that we want to make sure that it is intelligent and safe for charging the battery. So right now we have made our charging pad compatible with different kinds of batteries. Not only the 4S battery from DJI, but the 3S battery from Hotel Drone, which is also a company that is a drone company that is located in Shenzhen. And we also compatible with some open source drones that are using some what we call a consumer type of battery. For example, the tattoo battery for the open source. For example, drones based on Pixhawk. We also make some optimization on the drone landing gear because we have partners that have concern about the landing gear where when they're controlling the camera. Sometimes if the camera looks down, it might block the view. So we make some major improvement on that to make sure that the user have the utmost user experience without any obstacles. We also made another major improvement is the AC system. From the feedbacks of our partner that gets our first generation charging station, they have issues about the AC was not strong enough. So for this new D80, we have made sure that we have this a strong enough AC system that can make sure that the cooling and heating system of the charging station works well in different kinds of environment, either in Nordic countries or in the hot desert in the in the GCC countries. And also we make sure that the AC works well with the new air duct design so that the temperature can be the temperature of the battery issue can be well addressed. And also for in case of the extreme emergency, for example, if by any means that there might be some the battery issue that the battery gets fire, and then we would have a smart firefighting system within the canopy that can instantly extinguish the fire within the system. Next slide. Also, we have to make sure that the system is totally unmanned, so that we have embedded a new system, we call it Q100. That's for remote analysis, to remotely diagnose the errors of the entire system, to see where you can diagnose each module of the system respectively, and then you can fix the problem, whether it's the drone remote control is offline or the drone is offline. You can solve the problem by isolate the main issues. And also, in extreme cases, we can remotely reboot the system without any man on site to physically to press the power button and to reboot the whole system. We can just one button on the cloud platform to make sure that the system can be rebooted remotely and smoothly. Next slide. And we also make sure that the charging station is adaptable to different environment. This is actually inspired by our partner from Malaysia and from UAE. Is because they have our charging station placed on a solar farm, and where the area has less internet access, and then they have no power supply. So inspired by their suggestion, we have been testing using the solar panel for the main power supply. And for our new D80, we make sure that either you can source the solar panel locally, we can provide you the power port for the power supply. Also, we added a UPS to make sure if there's a power shortage, you can still run the system with some extended hours. And also, we make sure that the internet through 4G or 5G is easily accessed. And of course, we have the weather sensor, and you can keep track of the weather information when you carry out all your missions. Next slide. And also, we're about to launch our new SDK for any software developers or research institute that they want only the hardware, but they want to develop their own command software. And it's very easy to integrate. It's MQTT based SDK, and we also have a remote demo unit or test unit set up here in China, in Shenzhen. Developers that don't have the budget or don't want to bear the cost of purchasing the physical hardware of our charging station can contact us and then apply for a remote integration service with us. They just have to go through the detail of the SDK and then apply the remote integration service with us, and then he can do the integration at home and then control everything here in China on our testing or remote integration unit, which I think would mainly lower the cost. Okay, here is a walkthrough video of. Okay, so here's a walkthrough video of our new D80. I'm sorry, guys. I think the day when I recorded this video, the AC of our building was quite loud, so there might be some noise in the background. So I would like to talk you over through this video. So what you're looking at is the main setup. First is the charging pad with the canopy. You will see that we have added an LED light on the charging pad where the drone can recognize the charging pad at night for position landing. I think if you have already experienced the flight-based position landing, you would know that maybe during some extreme environment, you would need some better lighting on the charging pad. Besides the lighting from the T3 tower you see on the left. You can see we have lowered the charge bars so that it could be compatible with the new landing gear. And we also have embedded the QR code from Flybase to make sure that the precision landing technology can be applied to our new D80. And also beneath the charging pad, inside there's a new air duct design to make sure that the cool air or the heating air from the AC can go all over inside of the canopy to make sure that the temperature inside the charging station stays as what you expected. And here is the T3 tower where you can see the main part. We'll have all the weather station, and also we added OMI antenna for extension of the communication range of the drone remote control to the drone, and also a lightning rod to make sure when if in extreme case that the lightning hits the T3 tower, it wouldn't damage the control tower, because you have the what we call the brain of the system inside this T3 tower. And the other parts are, as usual, the waterproof case where you can put it outside and for waterproof and to extreme weather. And here that's the UPS for countries that that might have difficulty to ship this UPS because the battery. We also provide the ports for you so you can source the UPS locally and then connect it to our system. So behind that charging station and canopy, that's the solar panel. You can see that it's also connected to the power source to power up our D80's charging station. Yeah, so this is the new look of our whole system setup. So for the UPS and solar panel, that's some optional accessory that our client can choose from, apart from the standard setup. Now let's look at the production capability of our factory. Heisha, we are based in the Delta, in the Pearl Delta area in China. That is in the southern part of China. We are in the Guangdong province, where you have some major city with a lot of supply chains. You could have everything here. As in the internet booming, I think it was decades ago, we have a market that with different kinds of components you can even purchase to create your own mobile phone. And it is because the full supply chain here make it happen. So backed up by this amazing supply chain, we were able to search and find different kinds of components and manufacturers and everything that you need to make sure that you have the best quality product here, and to choose from different manufacturers and suppliers to make sure that we have the best quality here. And not only that, some of the raw materials and components can be delivered within 1 week or even within 1 day. You would just place the order in the morning, we would get it at hands in the afternoon. So we make sure that this supply chain can work efficiently and professionally to make sure that we could have the maximum production capability. And also for that, we also to make sure that our quality has compliant to the C and FCC standard, and we last month, we just did another third-party quality inspection on our charging station to make sure that our charging station can go through different kinds of tests and experiment, because it is, after all, it's it is equipment that has to be put outside in extreme weather situation condition. And also we have upgraded our inspection process to make sure that all the components and parts has been carefully inspected. And for the production capacity, we now have, based on the current setup, we can produce at least 100 sets every month, and we can make sure that the 100 sets can be delivered, can be made ready for shipment within 20 days. And also we are now planning to make 10 units as the backup for our new D80, waiting for some clients that needs immediate shipment. So here is a video clips from our CEO introducing our factory. As you can see, we have the several products that's lined up behind him. On the far back, that's our largest model, is the D135. And also on the closer behind him, we have D80 as well as the D60. And the home setup of the factory is to make sure that to whichever quality or quantity that our clients is requiring, we can always meet up. And also, since we have a manufacturing and production floor, we can also do a lot of customization for different or some very detailed requirements from our clients. For example, this week we are in talk with a clients from USA, and they are a bunch of startup guys, and they want to make their own drones, but they want to use our charging station for their drones. And the drone size is similar to it's different than the other drone model that you can find in the market. But we are now in talk with them to make sure that they can have the best support and get the best charging station that fits their drones. This video is also uploaded on YouTube, so you can also search Heisha on YouTube and watch all our videos. Yeah, and here are some of the successful customer deployments. We have the Malaysia, the DNest in Malaysia, where they use it on the solar panel farm. They are doing daily inspection of the solar panel as I speak, and it's been helping the solar panel farm a lot because you don't need the manpower to go through the solar panels. Every day. You just use you don't need to go on site to fly the drone with a pilot. You can just remotely sitting at home and do everything from far away. And the South Korea partner that he just did in the picture is the picture that he did for a national park. It was yesterday, and the national park was quite far away from the South Korea, the main peninsula. It was I think some 100 kilometers away from the peninsula, this island, where this fewer the infrastructure you need to make is not that accessible. So we need some high-tech equipment to help the national park keepers to make sure that they know everything about the park. And the demo they did yesterday was very successful, and the park keeper was amazed by the performance that was done, combine our hardware and the command software from Flybase, and they were very impressed. And also on the right, that's the Italy user case. That was the D80, the old version D80, where our clients are showing or showcasing it to the biggest gas company in Italy. And also they're very impressed by the solution, which combined the Flybase and software and Heisha hardware. We provide them a out-of-box solution where I think no other companies or solution can provide. So yeah, here's a video clips from a Malaysian partner using Flybase software and the Heisha charging station.
So let me just give a quick walkthrough of the dashboard. So what you're seeing is the web dashboard where the user has just logged into app.flytnow.com, and they launched the mission already. You were seeing the live video feed, and now they are into the multi-camera video feed mode. So they were seeing the live video feed from the docking station as well as from the drone camera. Now they're using Mavic 2 Enterprise tool where they can switch it to the thermal video feed. So they just use the thermal camera video feed button to switch that video feed. They can move the camera, so you can control the zoom setting here. Now they just gave the confirmation here to do the precision land. So the drone is coming back and it's aligning. You can see the light glowing up, and it would precisely land on the docking station. And all of this is happening live over 4G sitting remotely. And you can see how the drone precisely landed on the docking station. So this is all powered by Heisha as well as FlytNow together. And this was the brief demonstration we wanted to show you with the D80.
Yes, so thank you, Achal, and thank you, James, for sharing the new updates that are coming in the new D80. And we are very excited, and we would like to see multiple customers using the same. With this, I would now like to open the house for a round of question and answers. And I'll pick up, we have a lot of questions already coming in. A lot of our users want to know whether the solution is compatible with other drones apart from the DJI, like any custom Ardu Pilot multi-rotor. James, if you would like to share that.
Yes. Well, actually, if we have been doing this for several clients, if you could just send us the specs of your drone, of your multi-rotor, if you can send us the 3D drawing, that would be the best. But we do need to, based on our charging method, we need to create some sort of landing gear for you to make sure that our charge bar can contact the landing gear and to supply the power to your battery. And regarding the battery, of course, you need to send us the models of the battery that you are using and some specs of the battery, so that to make sure that we have tuning the correct power to charge your battery.
Talking about batteries, we have another question around that. Can the docking station change the battery or just charge the one that is suited to the UAV?
Right now, we are using charging. I think I also mentioned that for the battery swapping, we are still sitting on a bench because we are not sure how if for example, if we are making the charging station for DJI drones, maybe we would take a year to develop a product that is workable for swapping the DJI battery. But as DJI always, they keep rolling out new products. If they change the new product, then maybe this battery swapping arms or robotic arms may not fit the new models. That's one thing that's been holding us. So we didn't launch that solution. But we're still in talking with our factory to see, and also we are also getting involved with the discussion with DJI as well, to see if we can get some of the previews of their new product, to make sure that our charging station always gets ahead and always can work with their drone as well. But again, I want to emphasize as DJI keep constantly changing their or launching their new product, we feel insecure to just spend another 1 or 2 years to develop one model that fits only one drone model and then cannot be used for the next year.
All right. Again, on the same lines, we have questions around, do you have any plan for wireless battery charging?
Yep, we were actually talking with an Israeli company for this. For the wireless charging, they have already developed some of the prototype with us. But maybe that would be some new model for our next year. But for this year, we still need time to study and evaluate the advantage of using the charging pad, wireless charging pad.
Okay. And on another thread, James, how do people avoid theft incident if they place the station at an isolated area or somewhere where there is lesser access?
What incident? I'm sorry, I didn't get the
theft. In case, like, how do you mention the security? Yes, how do you manage the security of this? Yeah.
First, for the charging station itself, we suggest our partner to get some base where you can lock the legs of the charging station to the ground, or you can actually use some screws to fix the charging station's legs to the ground. In terms of the canopy, the opening canopy, we provide a e-lock that's inside the canopy. Without the commands or the control, you cannot open the canopy. So that's how even if you power off the entire station, the lock's still locked in.
Yes. And also, are there any lights or, for example, cameras that people can use to monitor the complete station?
Yes, I think in the slides that Sally has shown you, you can see that we have, for the D60, we have a monitoring camera inside the canopy, where you can see everything inside the canopy. For D80, also the picture in the slides that Sally showed, that you have the monitoring camera outside the canopy, where you can see the entire environment around the charging station, and also the lighting. So when you're out with the proper software setup, I think that's more related to FlytBase. Is you can set the lighting on whenever you open the canopy, or you can always set the lights on.
All right. And are like the modifications required to the battery of the drone? So does that affect the battery of the drone in the long term?
We do have to modify the battery a little bit, because we need to bypass the authorization from the DJI, so that it allows our third-party charger to charge it. Otherwise, you need to use the original charger from the DJI.
Okay. We have a question around how heavy or what is the weight of the landing gear, and does that reduce the flight time?
The landing gear itself for Mavic 2 series weighs about 78 grams. Well, it might affect a little bit on the endurance of the drone, but I think that's inevitable if you want to use our charging station.
All right. I'll move on to Achal for a bit. We have a lot of questions around the software as well. So how do we assure precision landing at night time or foggy weather? If you would like to take that.
Right. So this is where, as James showed, there are lights on the tower as well as on the landing pad. So that ensures that the tags are visible to the drone camera. Right. So far we have been building this system where it can precisely land in the night time. For foggy weather, we are still doing some tests, but because now Heisha has the system outside, which can help us with lights to illuminate the complete landing pad, and that's all we need. So that allows the drone to precisely look for the tag and land it on the charging base.
All right, and we have Mark asking us that they already have Heisha and how can they get started to testing FlytNow? If you could just,
Yeah, Mike. So if you already have one of the units and you want to try, you would need the edge kit. So we call it a FlytNow edge kit, which consists of basically an integration unit that would go inside the box. So feel free to contact us, our sales team, and they would help you with the edge kit, which could be fitted into your docking station from Heisha, and you'd be able to access the dashboard as we saw in the video.
All right. We have a question around if in case the precision landing fails, then how will the software control, what will happen to the drone and how can that be controlled? Yeah.
Right. So the software version allows you to have a safe landing zone, which can be set through the GPS location nearby the docking station. So we offer 99.99% accuracy. So every time there are fail safes which allow the drone to precisely land on the docking station. For that 0.01% where there could be some cases where drone is not able to land, it would raise the alarm on the dashboard and it would go and land on a safe landing location, so it will not crash. So these are the updates which we are continuously making to ensure the safe landing and safety of the operations.
All right. Thanks, Achal. Moving back to James. James, how can people get started with the new D80? When do you think it will be ready for shipment?
Yeah, we are still we're now in the stock making process, and I think our plan is to make sure it can be launched at the end of September or before that, hopefully. And our launch plan is going to be maybe in mid-September.
All right.
But we make sure that we have enough stocks for the orders at the end of September.
Okay. And do you want to share any approximate cost that or the price of the docking station, the new D80?
Because our price is is only provided for partners. So if you are interested, you can contact us. If you go to our website, you would have see the contact information, and then you can contact us, and I will send you the cost of the new D80.
All right. There's a question around, have you worked with other drone manufacturers besides DJI and Autel for any off-the-shelf product like T-Drones, Walkera, etc.?
We have, for now, we have worked with some manufacturers, but that is not that big. Last year we worked with drone manufacturer in Thailand and also one in Germany. And the Germany one, they are making the video fixed wing, and also for the Thailand one, the Thai one, they're using the Hexa drone. And also we have partners from Italy and also from South Korea. They are using our charging station for the DJI drone right now, but at the same time they are also developing their own drones, and I heard news that they are going to launch the new drone models quite soon, also within this year, and they are also looking forward to work with us to customize our charging station for the drone as well.
All right, thanks, James. There's a question on for a remote solar powered charging pad. How many overnight drone charges are provided by the battery? Is there any provision?
Actually, the solar panel we have different setups. So it's you can purchase off the shelf from us. We have the 200 volt for one setup, But if you think that would be too big to ship, you can also source that solar panel locally, and then we provide the power port for you to plug in with your own solar panel. So it all depends on how large that you want. But the basic requirements of our charging station is the maximum is 350 watt.
All right. We have several other questions. However, I think we are running out of time. So the remaining questions, I'll definitely send it across to James, or if it is for FlytNow, we would definitely respond to you over email. And thank you again, James and Achal. So today's session was indeed a great testament to the ever-growing automation industry and the fact that it is going to stay. In fact, if you are all aware, regulatory bodies have also begun to issue waivers that allow missions beyond visual line of sight without the conventional requirement of visual observers. This will definitely serve as a much needed catalyst for mass adoption of drone-in-a-box systems such as the D80, and will enable a large number of use cases that were previously not possible. Achal, if you or James, if you would like to share some closing thoughts.
Sure. On the same lines, I just first want to thank James for staying up so late. It's supposed to be so late there in China. So thank you for coming on the webinar and sharing the insights. It was really great learning about the new plans that Heisha is doing, and we already see great response in chat, right? We already see our partners. Matteo is already using that in Belgium, providing in Germany, and we already saw things happening in Malaysia, Italy, South Korea. So we are really keen to work with end users, partners. Feel free to reach out to us. We are eager to work with you and help you with your use case. Now, be it you're using any kind of DJI Mavic 2 or other drones, feel free to reach out to James for the docking station, us for the integration, and we would be happy to assist you with this. Yeah, so that's what I had. James, if you have anything to share.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Really, thank you for the opportunity for me to come in and share our vision and our insight about this industry, because we are quite, you can see we are quite focused on our hardware. We want to make sure that we can provide our hardware, the best hardware to our partners and clients. You can see we have already launched several versions of our charging station, and we make sure that you get our service and support all the time, and we have our product, a better and better product. So I'm going to maybe we will have another joint launch event when we have officially launched the D80 in September. So hopefully hope you also we can have all of you with us when we are going to officially launch the D80.
Great. We look forward to that, James, and I assume the audience and everybody was there would be interested in that. So yeah, let's wait for that day, and we'll again come back and present the new D80 to all of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks again, James. So I would also like to thank everyone in the audience for joining us today. If you have further questions, please feel free to write to us at FlytNow@flightbase.com or to James. And we are also looking forward to your feedback and comments. So please let us know your thoughts by dropping us an email at letstalk@flightbase.com. Thank you once again. Until the next webinar, signing off. You have a great day out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.